Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Entrepreneur Middle East. We're here at Doha Web Summit in Qatar, and with me is a very special guest today. As you can see, we're at the PayLater booth, and it's the managing director and the co-founder of PayLater, Mohammed Al-Delaimi. Thank you so much for welcoming us here.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. Tell me, how are you today?
Well, doing great. It's an exciting day. It's the first day in Web Summit, and a lot of people coming, and it's interesting to discuss this kind of new news about PayLater.
Of course. And I do believe you guys are one of the most, significant listed companies here, having the ability to pay something, in slots or later, something that I think a lot of customers need in their life. So tell me, how did this idea come to be? I suppose you're the first of the first here in Qatar to do it. And tell me a bit about PayLater.
Well, there is a rise of fintech solution because financial technology solution usually play a big role in facilitating or making the life of the customer more easier, more control. And I believe this is a global trend. Qatar is no different. So, but I mean, we've been discussing with a lot of business owners, with customers, of how their experience is currently with local banks. I don't want to say it is challenging, but of course, anything new that adds a smoother experience, a better control, let's say easy to use, let's say trendy when it comes to an app-based service, of course, they will adopt and want to try it. So yes, PayLater is one of the first buy now, pay later licensed in Qatar, and it's been licensed in January 2025, so last year. And it's been a great journey for us. What we are offering is something very smooth for the customer to use, and it's Sharia compliant, so there is no additional fees, total and transparency for the customer. And it's been a good journey for us.
Beautiful, amazing. But tell me, what sort of things can I, let's say, pay later for? There's furniture, electronics, I suppose. Is there something even bigger than that? What sort of variety, products?
Well, in the last year, we saw electronics being one of the first top category to be used with PayLater. But yeah, we are right now expanding in many business segments like furniture, car accessories, insurance, electronics, fitness or gym, entertainment. Travel and tours, of course.
Really?
And right now, just in the past 2 months, we've been right now engaging with educational institutions like universities, schools. And I don't know, maybe later on we'll expand to, let's say, newer business segments. Because the idea here in Qatar, and this is very special for Qatar market, is that the spending limits that been authorized by the central bank is up to 25,000 riyal. Where neighboring country we see in Saudi Arabia, it's maximum 10,000 riyal.
Much less.
Yes. So this will, of course, promote for expanding to business segments that promote such spending limits. For example, luxury goods, maybe medical centers that have dentists.
I wanted to say that, yeah.
And of course, I believe what we wanted to offer in the market is something that help the customer use the service without the need going to the bank and taking a loan.
Exactly.
So we want to expand to a level where, yes, it becoming the first choice for the customer to use as a payment method.
And the first thing that I thought about when you were telling me about expansion, I was like, how cool would it be to get a medical insurance? Because a lot of people might need it and don't have the money to buy it and then pay with pay later. That could be a cool sector as well. So medical for sure, I think would be very important. Now, I did hear, that exactly 1 year ago here at Web Summit, your participation was very different. You had a tiny stand somewhere there far away, yet now you have this huge booth center, like right next to the center stage, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
How was that journey for you? I mean, your participation has changed, and why is, Web Summit for you 2026 important?
Well, it's in 25, we were operating in the central bank sandbox. So we were having way less customer and way less businesses. So we had 10,000 customers and only 50 businesses. And thank God in 2025 we managed to reach up to 1,500 businesses in well-known retail store, and we have 300,000 customers.
That's insane.
This is almost tenfold or 30-fold of the numbers that we have.
Right.
And our participation here is actually a recognition of all the partners that help us. And of course, we wanted to be proud, so we had a dedicated booth to showcase to decision makers here in Qatar, also to the regulators, business partners, and even investors, because yesterday the Prime Minister announced additional $2 billion fund of fund in Qatar. And it's an opportunity for us as a technology company specialized in finance to be present and showcase what we can do, because it's a combination of both technology and people.
Of course.
We have the right team who have the courage and spirit to push boundaries and try to execute on the ground. And alhamdulillah, thank God we have great numbers that we did in 25.
Beautiful. And talking about numbers, I did hear about the $10 million seed investment. Could you please tell us a little bit about that? I need to ask you.
It was challenging.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was a challenging journey for us because we wanted to first have a proper product or service launched in the market. Then we follow up opening the seed round to showcase into investors that we are not asking only investment to start building. No, we have a real product, a real service on the ground. So it was challenging to showcase that Qatar is the right appropriate market, although we have, of course, low population. Qatar is 3 million in population. Yet we have a different kind of demographic, different kind of GDP in the country that promote for spending and disposable income. So with disposable income, you need the right financial tool to have better control of your spending. So it's the right use case for us to push the market. So once we showcase this to the investors, alhamdulillah, we got them engaged, we got them convinced. So we managed to secure $10 million. This will help us put more efforts into product development.
Of course.
Increase our market share, and of course build a more skillful team here in Qatar. We are right now 21 team members, and I expect maybe we'll reach up to 30 to have a qualified, well-capable team in pushing this product forward.
Of course. And I mean, talking about teams, what would you say, is the most important thing as a founder? What are you looking for in your team? What sort of vibe, energy do you need, do you think, to get this forward?
Well, it's interesting that because startups usually need to be comfortable around uncertainty.
Yeah, is the most
and
difficult.
This is sometimes is not pleasant thing for anyone who work around the startup.
Right.
So whoever become so courageous to work in a startup, I believe this is the right caliber that we are looking for. So people who are don't be afraid to test new things. Be comfortable of being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
and I guess challenging the status quo. I guess this is always something that we look into the spirit of that candidate that will join into our company.
Right. And when you do the pitching, do you do it as well?
Yes, I do. Startups, usually I wear many hats. I'm the founder, I am the marketing officer, I'm the finance advisor. So I do pitch for the investment, I do pitch even for acquiring new merchants, new partners. It is important for us to be behind the business. So we are not only leadership who put vision, put strategy, but no, be in the ground and execute with the team. Of course, we'll have a sweat that will wipe out.
It's only the beginning, though. It's very important, I think, when you build that base to be everywhere, and then slowly you will find people that you trust, that you can, give like specific things to manage, I guess.
No, I agree. No, I agree. It's the team is growing by the growing of the business. So of course, what we are actually doing is that we are hiring people who are smarter than us to help us expand the business.
Never be the smartest person in the room. I think this is very important. I agree with you. Now, before we finish, I did hear also about your MOU that you signed with Visa. tell me a little bit about that as well, because again, congratulations, you guys are doing
you.
so many things. I don't know how you manage. Like it's like octopusing yourself into all these different sectors and signings and projects.
It's every startup objective is to scale as fast as possible. And of course, being in a position to sign an MOU with a Visa is a very, let's say, achievable moment for us, because exciting moment for us, because Visa is going to help us in scaling the business to a certain level when it comes to products. So there is a collaboration that's happening right now, Visa along with a local bank to start issuing cards that are linked to the Buy Now Pay Later platform. This, of course, will expand the acceptance of Buy Now Pay Later in Qatar. And of course, it will give more freedom for the customers to use any kind of payment method that they require.
So it's kind of like a credit card sort of thing, right?
Yes. And of course, a credit card that helps you monitor through an app your spending habits, and it gives you a little bit of information related to most spending, let's say recent purchases, how you improve your credit score, how you improve your...
With AI, I suppose.
Yes, yes, of course. And this, of course, would be with the help of Visa engineers. And hopefully we see it maybe in Q3 or end of the year to be launched.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
I wish you the best of luck in that. Perfect. Now, before we finish our interview, we are going to get into a special segment called Quick Draw here with Mohammed at PayLater, which basically, you told me that the most common installment that people usually take is 4.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you 4 different cards to pick from for your questions, and then I'm going to ask you 2 myself, okay? So let's do with the 2 first, and then you're going to do your lucky draw in the end, all right? Mic is yours. First question for you is, what's one trait every founder must have?
Preservation, I guess. This helps founders pass any kind of difficulties or challenges in the business. It is interesting to see it or hear this word from many different big entrepreneurs. I didn't feel the importance of this until I went through a challenging time. So I guess preservation is one of the key things.
And keeping that tunnel vision, I guess, and like not getting distracted, right? Question number 2, who's winning the AI race, in your opinion? Is it startups or is it big tech? And look at him, was a startup becoming big tech soon? What are you gonna say?
I guess, most probably both or startups, because usually startups, they look into certain perspective that big tech didn't see. And what it's ending up is that those big tech acquire those startups because they see things in a different way.
Okay.
So I believe winning, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but usually startups are ahead of the game, then they get acquired by big tech. So I guess startup winning.
Okay, okay, cool. It's a mix of both in a way, right? How do you define success as an entrepreneur?
It's interesting. Success is being measured by valuation or by business numbers or KPIs. But as an entrepreneur, it's a mix of everything. So a mix of building a right brand, a good product, a good feedback from the customer, a happy team, happy shareholders, maybe even happy life.
Your happiness.
Yes, happy life. Because entrepreneur, and every entrepreneur, of course, they have something to be proud of. It's not only the startup, but also their family, their relatives. So everyone needs to be involved in this success formula.
Beautiful, beautiful answer to the question. I love it when people go beyond business and actually reply with different things. Last question is yours to pick.
Many more. That's all.
Read it out.
Are entrepreneurs born or made? I guess made. Nothing special about entrepreneurs because they they put themselves in a position where they learn and they keep learning. We know by fact is that startups, they fail 90% of the time. So if an entrepreneur wants to success one time, he need to fail 9 times where he learn 9 stories at a time. So I guess they are made and by force from the experience.
Right.
So I guess, yeah, made.
Made. Mohammed, what a pleasure speaking to you today.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you so much. We wish you the best of luck. And I really hope, that next year is going to be an even bigger booth. And inshallah, you guys come to Dubai as well. We can do a couple of conversations there at our events. And I really wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.